In time past, though not long ago, there lived pigs in stature little, in number 3, who, being of an age both entitled and inspired to seek their fortunes, did set about to do thusly. When they had travelled a distance, pig numbered first spake, saying, Hearken, brethren, heed this tempestuous realm. Tarry we long from hearth and home, we shall fare, I fear, not well. And so, being collectively agreed, though individually impalled, the diminutive swine each set about to erect for himself an abode. Pig numbered 1 built his house from straw. Pig numbered 2 did likewise, though rather not from straw, but instead from sticks. Meanwhile, unique in his imaginings, pig numbered 3 did construct as his domicile stalwart and garish a structure made from brick entirely. Soon there happened along, as is frequently the case in classic tale of protagonist pig or red-hooded child, a wolf. Carnivorous nature in full season, he called out to the straw-ensconced swine, saying, Pray thee, little pig, grant me entrance. But pig 1 recalled with sage foreboding that he is mad to trust in the tameness of a belly-pinched wolf, and therefore responded with, Nay, it shall not be, not by wit or whiskered jowl. Prepared for this most expected response, the wolf replied, Then steel thyself, little pig. Forthwith shall I endeavour by employing means both huffing and puffing to dismantle yon flaxen fortress. Whereupon there issued forth from the wolf an exhale of gale proportions, which rendered straw hovel to dregs and dross, and carried aloft piglet and shattered quarters both. Exposed now to claw and fang, piglet 1 made haste, wolf in pursuit, to the stick-festooned sanctum of peccary secondary, causing pig 2 to call out in dismay, Well, this knocks my knickers! The marshalling of feral wolf to my doorstep is nowhere among those endeavours amenable or congenial. 1,000 pardons, squealed 1. 'Twould seem the beast made from breath has purged me of home and sound judgment alike. The mighty maelstrom of the wolf's exhale splattered the second swine's shack and shortened his sanctimonious scolding simultaneously. Lo and behold, squealed 2. Now stand we now amid wooden wreckage, tremulous and vulnerable, with nary a strategy for halting the ensuing canine looming in deadly proximity. Strategy, squealed 1. While 'tis noble to contemplate tactical particularities, pressed as we are with a time restraint forbidding detailed strategical conversations, I would urge we run! Whether by their own fleet-footed competence or the wolf's windless attitude, the diminutive swine ultimately arrived at their kindred neighbor's inexpugnable brick ingress unscathed. Upon the third pig's door with urgent hooves they pounded, calling out, Unbar this entrance, and with haste we beseech thee! The third pig hailed from the American colonies, and possessing a vocabulary substantially less robust than his impromptu visitors, responded, Say what? Seek we sanctuary, they implored, on the verge of hysteria, lest we fall forthwith to the ravenous appetency of yonder approaching carnivore. Still confounded by their importunate words, pig numbered 3 did render ajar his portal, whereupon 1 and 2 spilled through and collapsed beyond the threshold, enervated. So, y'all just wanted to come in? You could have said that. The sinister hiss of the wolf could once again be heard outside. Pray thee, little pigs, grant me entrance. The wolf! Cried 1 and 2. Wolf? Said 3. What do you suppose he wants? He seeks to gain purchase within. Indeed, he would occupy this very alcove were he afforded but the most meager of opportunities. Right. I'm just gonna go ask him what he wants. Under no circumstances, squealed 2, flinging self bodily against the portal. There is none to be gained, accost the external opponent, other than our own immediate demise. What did you say about my mama? House and occupants were once again engulfed by a malevolent blast of wolfish wind. The foundation shook, the frames rattled, but lo, to the astonished eyes of Piglet and encroaching scoundrel alike, stood the third pig's lodging, undaunted. Good news for you, pig fans. Aghast and awed, Pig 2 queried of 3. How, against such relentless and torrential an onslaught, does this domicile endure? Pig 3 puffed out chest, tapped a hoof to the hearth, and responded, It's American made.